because we have Mike Wernicki, the head coach of the
Okay,
Struthers
we got
Wildcats,
everything sorted here.
and he's going to pop in with us. Coach, how we doing today?
Great. How are you guys doing?
We are doing fantastic. We are looking forward to this tournament run. I know you are too. Um, you got NDCL first round. What's it going to take?
Well, I'll tell you what, we've got a pretty tough draw all the way through, I think. Notre Dame Cathedral Latin is, their record doesn't reflect how good they are. They're definitely playing their best basketball this season right now. They had a tough game with Mentor Catholic the other night, but I went up last week and watched them beat Beechwood, and they lost to Cleveland St. Joe's by 2 and Chagrin Falls by 1. They have all the ingredients to come up here and make it very difficult. They're a very scrappy, gritty, tough team. They've got a very good post player, a strong kid about 6'4", who's going to, he spends all his time around the basket and he's got some decent post moves. So you've got to be able to defend him and you got to be able to keep him off the glass. And then he's got a 6'3" guard named Evan Duggar who can score with the best of them. He's about as good as I've seen as far as being able to play off the dribble and shoot the ball from way downtown as anybody that we've played against this year. So we definitely have our hands full. Nobody that's played them has been able to really pull away from them. And we're going to have to play really well tonight to get out of this game. And if we're fortunate enough to, then we're going to get a team in Holland who's playing very well. I went up last night and watched them play a terrific game at LeBray, which is never an easy place to play. So this week alone, I mean, we're going to have to play as well as we've played all year just to have a chance in these 2 ball games.
The NE8 is obviously always going to provide a tough schedule for you guys, a tough 14 games. You guys got a share of that again, but you also scheduled out of conference games, some pretty tough ones as well. Do you see these games helping prepare you guys now for this tournament run to face a team like NDCL?
You know what? It's funny you say that because, yesterday talking to my team, as coaches, we always talk about that. Theoretically, you play these tough non-conference games and you have these battles within your own league, and they're supposed to help you in the postseason. Whether that's true or not, I don't know. I still think it comes down to the style of plays and matchups, and also do you have enough players that can put the ball in the basket? But I mean, we've certainly been tested. Last week alone, overtime game with Fitch, a win at Lakeview that came down to the last possession of the game, and another game on Saturday night against McDonald that basically came down to the last possession of the game. So, those 3, along with our 2 Poland games and our 2 Jefferson games, and we had a very tough matchup with Liberty at home and a very tough matchup with Warren Harding at home and another tough game with Cleveland St. Joe's. So, I mean, we've played a tremendous schedule and we've been tested. We've had to win games in the last minute or 2 on defense and on offense. So, if any of that holds any merit, then we're ready for the tournament. So we'll see.
Coach, you're no stranger to tournament games. You've played in a lot of them in the last couple of years. What are some of the overarching messages that keep happening that you keep telling these team when regular season turns into tournament and kind of the looming cloud of finality kind of looms over all these games, and if you have one little slip up, the season's over. So what's the kind of overarching theme or the overarching message that you keep giving to these teams every time you enter tournament play?
About the finality of it. I mean, I think everybody in the back of their mind understands that. But, we really, outside of maybe a few specific things that we need to prepare for game to game, depending on your opponent, we have to be able to control. We don't rebound, your spots on start, but hopefully you can get a few offensive rebounds to extend. Those things, those 3 things are a common thread in any of these games that you're going to win. I mean, unless there's a mismatch as far as a 1 seed against a 26 seed or something like that, where there's a a noticeable difference in talent. When you start to press on in this tournament, you'll see that the teams that lose these games probably have more turnovers, probably get out rebounded, and probably don't have a good night from the foul line.
Coach, talk to me just about the success of having this season and being able to now host a tournament game against NDCL, and then providing you win it, you host the next one as well. What kind of advantage do you think that brings you guys, having that Struthers community behind you in full force for a home game?
Well, I mean, anytime you can play at home this time of the year, there's no question it's a benefit. I mean, obviously it's a benefit in the regular season, but when you get to tournament play, and especially the way that they've restructured the districts, playing a team that's got to travel, an hour and 15, an hour and 20 minutes to get to your place. I mean, that's even longer than normal, and even longer game in the regular season. So, that coupled with the ability to have your home, what you would think or hope at advantage, it definitely carries some weight, and our job now to take, to take advantage of that. You do everything you do in the regular season, base your schedule to play at home. And we've got an opportunity that if we do what we need to do, you're going to get 2 of them at home. And that's, the way it's set up now, that's as good as you can do. So hopefully, we can take advantage of that. I mean, I don't know how much of a home court advantage as far as fans goes that it would be against Holland if we're forced to travel just as well as if they were playing at home. But, nonetheless, it's still our building. And that's the fun. That's the reward, though, for having the season that we had.
There's no place like the Fieldhouse. It'll always be a little bit of an advantage just playing in there, even if it's the other team blown away by the amount of popcorn that you can eat at the Fieldhouse. When you look at if you had to pick 1 or 2 strengths that this team has going into the tournament that you really want to impose, what would you say are some strengths that you really want to take advantage of that this team has built in this season?
Number one is our play. Had excellent seasons, both of them. Part of us moving forward is being able to play through Ronnie and Sal. Hopefully, they end up handling, themselves, and if they rebound the way they're capable of rebounding, it does put a lot of stress on opposing teams, because they may have 1 post player to match up with us, but most teams don't have 2, and those guys have been through it with me, and they've got experience. So I would say our interior first and foremost is the one thing that we would be focusing on. And then secondly, hopefully we've been tested enough with our guard play as far as pressure. We've seen a lot of pressure this year from a lot of different teams, and our guards have grown throughout the year. Nick Delgrada and Chance Lasco and Dante Colarasi, and they've shown an ability to handle that pressure better and better as the year's gone on, and also to make timely shots. So, with our interior play, and hopefully those guys will continue to take care of the basketball and make shots when the opportunity presents itself. If we do those 2 things, then I think we'll be okay no matter who we play.
Coach, I want to thank you so much for taking the time to join us today on game day. We wish you the best of luck in the tournament run that you're about to start, and we hope that we get to talk to you again real soon.
Oh, absolutely. You guys are the best. Anything you ever need, let me know, and hopefully this isn't the last time we get to talk. But keep doing what you're doing, and I appreciate it, and looking forward to seeing you guys soon.
You're always welcome here, Coach.
Okay.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you, Coach.